Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Octopath Traveler. I'm just looking over there to make sure my voice is being recorded. Okay, when last we left, we completed Hanit's story. I think the next person we're going to complete is Ulbrich's, is what I had decided. So let me check my party composition. Yep, was going to be Ulbrich and then probably Cyrus, maybe. We'll see. But I think we're good for now. Okay. We don't... Alphen is the only one that isn't one of the secret jobs. Um, got plenty of all of that, and none of these are really worth anything. So, because I can display. Oh, huh. Oh, it would be better than the bow you currently have in that. Oh, there's the dog here. That's where the noise is coming from. I was thinking it was from out of the house. Okay. I'm still not doing near the damage my friends expect me to be able to do, but I am very... Well, if I had a different party build, I'm very hard to kill. As it is, I think we're going to go down to Riverford. Shrine of the Warbringer, we already did it. Usually charge a toll, but I'll waive it just this once. Go on before I change my mind. Don't tell anyone. Okay. Let's see. There are people in front of doors. We're probably going to do a lot of the challenging people in front of doors and things later. Blade of Bravery. Nope. Critical will go up, but everything else would go way down. Jade Lance. Speed would go way up, but both the other things would go way down. Platinum Armor. Elemental Defense would go down, but that's fairly hefty physical defense. Hmm. Where's the... Oh, yeah, we need to go to the tavern to hear a tale. Looks like we've done a lot of the inquiry stuff. Make your way to Riverford, where you hope to find the mercenary Werner, the man behind the fall of Hornburg. In Wellspring, Ulbrich reunited with Erhard. It was there that his erstwhile comrade had sought atonement for his deeds. The two crossed blades, and with that act, the truth was told. Erhard told Ulbrich about Werner, a former sellsword, and the very man who had orchestrated the fall of Hornburg. Such a fiend is too dangerous for this world. I will stop him. I must. Gone are the doubts that plagued Ulbrich's heart. To protect the people from harm, this is why he wields his blade. As he came to Riverford, the very air was thick with unease and fear.
Oi!
Oi, you, if you want to get into town, get in the queue and wait your turn with the rest. I'm going to venture a guess that Werner sacked Erhardt's town to begin with in the hopes of finding someone he could turn towards being a spy. Say, hey, didn't he? Or arranged for it to be sacked and then came in. It was like, oh, whoa, look at what terrible thing was happening. Shouldn't your king have protected you? Q. Ah, beg your pardon.
Oi.
A gentleman, I presume, unless I misjudge your polished bearing. Tell me, sir, what brings you to this town? Traveling merchant. I'm here to bring trouble. I'm looking for a man. Indeed? I take it this is your first visit, so let me give you some free advice. You'll be wanting to press a few leaves into the palms of the guards. There's a toll. Not a toll as such, you see the Lord here. Eh? What's that you say about a toll? I ne'er heard naught of that before.
Oi!
Shut your gob. And what's this tincture in your sack? Smuggler, are ye? What? That ain't mine, I swear on your mother's grave. Of course it ain't. I'd suggest you confess your crimes here and now, unless you'd rather tell it to the Master-at-Arms. You're being... Yeah. And that, good sir, is why you want some spare coin at the ready. But the law! Those men are the law here. Their rule is absolute, I'm sorry to say. No doubt that potion was the guard's own. Defy them at your peril. Pretext to toss you in their jail is at the ready.
Nani?
Does no one bring them to task for their deeds? Not I can tell you that. I do exactly as they tell me, as should you. Punishment is swift and harsh here, both for those who have broken the law and those who have not. This is going to be a challenge thing. A handful of leaves, sir, is my advice. The more you can spare, the better. I can only pray that poor traveler has the wits and means to give the soldiers what they seek, else... And what of the lord of this place? He does nothing to stop this mummery. He encourages it. You see, ever since Lord Werner took over here...
Sugi!
Oi, stop prattling and stop moving.
Hi.
Yes, sir, 1,000 pardons, my turn. Perhaps we'll meet again inside. Are you going to be doing about this the smart way, or are you about to wreck some people? Werner's the Lord? By the gods, what happened here?
Sugi!
Next. Another scruffy vagabond. Let's see what rubbish you're toting in that bag.
Oh.
Will this do?
Oh.
Quick on the uptake, this one. Keep that up and you'll do all right in this town, mate.
Sumanai.
Might I ask a question, good sir, about this man Werner?
Oh.
That's Lord Werner to the likes of ye. What business could you be having with his lordship?
Yeah.
No business, friend. Just wondering what kind of man Lord Werner is. He's bleeding wonderful here. Best thing whatever happened to this town. You're terrified. Now piss off. We got work to do.
Oh.
By your leave. There was fear in those eyes. Sellsword captain turned provincial lord, this Werner has certainly moved up in the world. The town is in turmoil, which is exactly what I'd expect after seeing the behavior of those charged with policing it. Still, there will be no small task getting at Werner. A difficult foe, to be sure. If there was ever a time when I was in need of a scholar's wisdom, it is now. Then it's most fortunate I am here now. I do have some thoughts, as it happens. An oppressive regime such as this is bound to foster discontent and dissatisfaction. I suggest seeking out the victims. Find those who are most downtrodden, who are suffering the greatest, and they will tell you what you need to know. I see. I shall do as you counsel. You will? I trust your knowledge and insight, else I would not have asked. Well then, it is an honor to be of service. Okay. His lordship has returned home safe and sound. I am most relieved. I believe he has had his fill of adventuring for nonce. Heavens be praised.
Yeah.
Well, be with you, my friend. The chosen knight has returned home. Oh, that's you. That's right, I remember you. Why wander the earth indeed when so many souls need my services here in this town? Wait. Yep. What is... What is this?
そうさ。
Ain't never seen a pyre before. It's for his lordship's burning. Once a month, some poor saps get tied to them stakes and burned alive for their sins. For this month, for last month, and for the month before that, too. The law of the land it is. That sounds like a ritual. Used to be outlaws and rogues what got burned. But it weren't long before the drunks and beggars were up there for their slightest crimes. Shouldn't say this out loud, but nowadays all it takes is a cavil at his lordship's rule,
そうか。
and thus the pall that oppresses this place.
そうさ。
No one knows who will finger you for what, so we creep about like mice doing our best not to be noticed. Try to scarp or two, and poof, just looking guilty or summat'll seal the deal. So, traveler, now you know the kind of place you fetched up into. Best finish your business and be on your way as soon as you can. 4 per month is going to kill this town eventually. Interesting. It really does smack of ritual. Now, if you'll be excusing me, they'll have to start going to war soon to keep up with it. Burning people at the stake. How horrible. It is a dreadful way to die. The final moments are agony. But that makes it all the more effective as a lesson to others. Those who would rule with terror must embrace terror. Wrongdoers need to be punished. Everyone agrees with that. But this goes beyond justice. Just so. I grow so sad thinking about the poor people who live here. This cannot be allowed to go on. We have to do something. Agreed. Yet if we act too hastily, we shall lose all hope of saving them. We must have patience if we are to prevail. So we just stand by and watch, is that it? It is hard to do so, but yes. More travel banter.
旦那。
It's an evil thing, burning folk at the stake. This damned Werner thinks of people's lives as nothing more than firewood. Tell me this, Elfin. Do you value human life over firewood? Huh? What kind of crazy question is that? I have taken the lives of more men than I care to remember. Each time I told myself that it mattered not, that it was insignificant. The stuff we're made of flesh and blood. It's fragile stuff, turns to dust soon enough. Not to get too poetical, but I've always thought that the fire, the life in our bodies, goes cold too soon. So when I give folk medicine, I try my darndest to keep that fire alive. So do I value life? Darn right I do, and so should you. Of course, sometimes in my line of work, man can grow confused. Forget what's important. That is why I asked you to remind me. I'm most grateful you are here, Alfred. Anytime you find yourself forgetting what matters, you just talk to Alfred, okay? Okay. Okay, there's no way that way. There is a way this way, though. Ooh. Lower Riverford. Have I? I've been here. Okay. An energizing pomegranate. Sure, I'll take that. She was a kindly woman. Every Sunday she'd bake us a pie. But there was sorrow in her, too. She'd gaze at the river for hours. Oh, that was the old lady that we got the reunion with just in time. Wait. You. I met you in the square. What are you? Listen, mate, you never seen me, alright?
おい
Is he there?
逃がすな
He can't have gone far. Sniff him out.
おい
Oi, you see anyone dodgy looking coming this way, running for dear life like as not? Dodgy? A rebel. A man plotting dark schemes against his lordship himself.
そうか
Sounds like a dangerous man. I did see one suspicious fellow running hard in that direction.
感謝する
That must be him. Come on, we'll corner the rat yet. He lies very easily. They're gone. You can breathe easy now. I mean, because narrative says so. God bless you, mate.
待て
Tell me, why were they after you? Couldn't rightly say. They said you were a rebel, that you were plotting against the Lord. An organized resistance could help me get close to Werner.
実は
Listen, I came to this place in search of this Werner. Are there others who fight for your cause? If you have a leader, pray take me to him.
え
God's teeth, are you daft? I can't be introducing strangers what I barely know.
そうか
Then let me tell you more about me. I know how to swing a blade for one.
確かに
Reckoned as much. You've got that air about you.
いや
But ain't me. This ain't something I can decide on my own. Alright, how's this? Prove you know how to use that blade of yours. There's a man back in the square what wears a red hat. He's with us, the strongest we got. If you can beat him, then I'll introduce you to the boss, alright?
分かった
If that's what it takes.
No.
That's risky. But you promised me something, alright? You lose, you make yourself scarce, and never come back here again.
ああ
You have my word.
では
I'll go on and warn him. You find me when you're ready. I have hardly ever used his no, not that one. His ability to boost defense, which is the other special thing he gets as the primary warrior. I've used the challenge thing a couple of times. But yeah, I've never received the boost. I've never really done the boost stuff. The little mini map is really useful.
へ
He's the one.
えうん
He is. Want to see if he can use that sword of his. Very well. I'm ready when you are. The man with the red hat. Is that a reference to the man with one red shoe? Told you before, didn't I? Don't prove yourself, no meeting with our leader. Reggie mentioned you. You wanted to meet the leader, right? Is your name Reggie? No, you're being called town person, but he says you're Reggie, so I'm going to believe that. Let me see how I'm set up. Eye for an eye, patience, inspiration, surpassing power. That's pretty good, actually. Okay. A battle, fair and square. 2 arms. You look a tough sort, but are you tough enough?
良い戦いにし
I think I am.
行くぞ
Let's do a stout wall.
守りを固める
Oh, good.
覚悟はいいか
Hit me again, please.
ここからが
Nice.
本番だ
Okay.
守 守りを固める。
Patience. Patience. Wow. There we go.
覚悟はいいか。
Cool.
覚悟は覚悟はいいか。大剣将ブランドよ。
Holy...
これで終わりか。
That was a lot of damage, in my experience. I've been told that's on the low end for what I should be expecting for this power. I was just thinking I should check to see what his name is what next time I have an attack. And then there was no next attack. I yield, there's no doubting this one's strength.
おい。
I did my part, now it's your turn. I would meet with your leader at once. Surprised they had us challenge rebels. I think that's a better way to do it than challenge the guard. That would stir up a lot of trouble. Deal's a deal. My name's Reggie, by the way. Come on. I'll take you to the inn. Ah, now you're Reggie. Okay, cool. The game didn't label him until he labeled himself. Cool.
実は
Just being able to use a sword is really kind of a weird criteria for letting someone into a rebel organization. Boss, got someone here you might want to meet.
はじめまして。
So I've heard. Welcome, sir. You may call me Harold. I understand you are Sir Ulbrich. What? How do you know my name?
はい。
Word of your deeds in Wellspring reached me some time ago. Captain Bale and I speak quite often, you see.
なるほど。
He's a good man. But if you'll excuse me, I'll get straight to the point. I must know everything you can tell me about this Lord Werner. Of course, but perhaps you will first do me the honor of explaining what business you have with him. I plan to kill him. A former sellsword captain? Yes, Werner is certainly that. As the saying goes, know thine enemy. Let it suffice to say I've taken a great interest in the man's past.
そうか。
Very prudent of you.
実は
Werner claims noble blood, but closer examination reveals that what titles he possesses were bought with gold. He accused the former lord of these lands of larceny and pillage and won the support of the common folk. Even the burghers were persuaded to make common cause, and soon enough he had them proclaim him the new lord. But once he took power, that's when the terror began. Terror? You've already seen evidence of it, Ulbrich. Death by fire for criminals, with executions held once per month. The populace initially hailed the new regime. Many were happy to see villains and blackguards get their comeuppance.
なるほど。
But it did not end there.
はい。
Just so. How many murderers can one town harbor, after all? Pickpockets and swindlers were next, then a dishonest merchant. Any peccadillo became a capital offense. In time, mere accusation was enough to land a man on the pyre, even the clearest calumny. And yet, and you have a small stash of arms and armor in the background, and probably books that are banned. Kudos. By this time, no one dared raise their voice in opposition. Some had early on, but when they appeared tied to the stakes at the next burning, the rest understood that in silence lay their only hope for survival. But you resist this despot, and so do others like you.
はい。
We do. Many of us have been forced to look on as family and friends falsely accused were taken by the flames.
実は
I am one of them. Werner accused the former lord of corruption, but those accusations were lies. I know, for the former lord was my father. And so I have taken upon myself to restore his honor and name, to free the people of this domain from Werner's tyranny. And with each passing day our ranks grow. At long last we are poised, ready to strike back. You give me reason to believe we have common cause in this undertaking. Will you join us, Sir Ulbrich? Even if this tyrant were not the man I seek, I'd have reason enough to join you.
承知した。
My sword is yours.
おお
Fair befall you, sir. Your presence gives us all courage.
では
Now, without further ado, allow me to explain our plot. First, we shall launch a diversionary attack in the square, draw as many of Werner's men as we can. Then our best swordsman shall infiltrate the Lord's mansion by way of a secret passage known only to me. Yep. It is a simple enough plan, but such are the best in revolution and war. Prepare as you will, then come to me again when you are ready to fight.
わかった。
And that is 20... Understood. I will do just that. That is 26 minutes, so I think it is time to switch to a new video. See you in a moment.